We're in Greensboro, North Carolina at the Greensboro Coliseum, where today ESPN presents college basketball. It's another showdown in the SoCon as the Furman Paladins are in town to take on the UNCG Spartans. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone. Brock Bowling, Matt Doherty with you. And Matt, second time in 3 nights, these two teams will face off. Furman won on Monday night, led by the Paladin point guard, Alex Hunter.
Alex Hunter had 19 points in a variety of ways. Backdoor cuts, drives, left-hand finish high off the glass, and if you go behind, he'll make you pay from 3. On the other side, you have Isaiah Miller, preseason SoCon Player of the Year. Had a few highlight plays, like this drive to the paint, but not enough. Here's an alley-oop, shows his athleticism. Only 7 of 18 from the field, 0 threes, 0 free throws, and only 1 assist. The Spartans need more from their leader tonight to have the chance to beat the Paladins.
Second meeting in 3 nights here for these two teams, UNCG in white and Furman in the purple. They were supposed to play 2.5 weeks ago at Furman. There was a COVID issue down in Greenville, rescheduled for that first meeting 2 nights ago. Furman won that one by a score of 68-49. UNCG and Furman again here in the Greensboro Coliseum for the rematch. Furman in purple and UNCG in the home white. Opening tap, and here we go. The Furman Paladins, record of 12-6 overall, 6-3 in the SoCon, and 4th place in the conference. As they go inside to the freshman Garrett Heen, and he scores the game's first 2.
I believe Heen scored the first 2 in the last game. He really gives them a spark. Doesn't start much of the season, only recently, great energy guy.
Now UNCG, which had its 7-game overall winning streak and 7-game road winning streak snapped on Monday night against the Paladins.
Let's go!
Comes in with a turnover on its first possession of the game. Team record 13-6, 8-3 in the SoCon. In second place, just a half a game behind league leader Wofford.
Well, Coach Ritchie expects UNCG to ramp up their pressure and intensity coming off that loss on Monday night. So a little bit of a 1-2-2, dropping back to the man-to-man.
And a steal by Keyshawn Hunter. First turnover by Furman. Langley, Euro step, finds the trailer. Miller, no, put back. They called the foul on Furman before the putback by Abdul Salam. Foul is on Noah Gurley, his first, and Isaiah Miller will head to the line and shoot 2.
You know, the good thing is you got the steal. The bad thing is you're out in passing lanes. In last game, UNCG got beat backdoor about 4 or 5 times, and Miller got beaten about 3 to 4 of those times. So if you're really aggressive in the passing lanes, and Wes Miller talked about this, we don't want to jump out so aggressively that we're giving up backdoor layups.
Emo makes both free throws, the preseason Southern Conference Player of the Year. And we're tied at 2 with exactly a minute gone by in the opening half of play. Gurley, and that's an offensive foul. Matt, he used that left arm, curled around the defender, and he was caught.
Yeah, second foul goes right to the bench. The good thing is they have Slauson coming off the bench, who started most of the season and had a huge game on Monday night.
And the head coach of Furman is Bob Ritchie. And he said last night, Matt, he really liked on Monday night how his team recorded 12 kills on the night. And we asked him, what's a kill? And he said a kill is 3 consecutive defensive stops. And on Monday night, the team got 12 kills. He says he likes to average 7 a game. 12, that's pretty good.
He said that was a record for his program. I think the big thing is when I watched the film, I asked both coaches, what was the first play that jumped out at you that either got you excited or got you irked? And it was at 18-23. Heen had an offensive rebound over Abdul Salam, and that set the tone. And then right after that, almost 3 minutes into the game, there was a loose ball, and Furman came up with it. That showed great energy and great fight.
And the head coach of UNCG is Wes Miller, the longest tenured coach in the SoCon in his 10th season here in Greensboro. And he said, Matt, he's not sure how well his team will play tonight in the second game of this two-game stretch, but he definitely says he will be shocked if his team does not play harder here tonight, as Miller comes up short and the rebound by Furman.
Well, I tell you what, they better take better shots than that. That was a bad shot. 12 seconds on a shot clock. You were pivoting, and taking a fall-away jumper.
Collision near midcourt and a foul on Keyshawn Langley of UNCG, and that's his first.
I thought Wes had an interesting comment. They didn't rebound the ball very well offensively. They usually average about 13 offensive rebounds a game. They only had 8. And he said, a lot of that had to do with the fact that we're taking bad shots. So when your teammate takes a bad shot, you don't expect it, so you're not in position to get an offensive rebound.
Yeah, his team was out-rebounded 46-31 on Monday night. They go inside to Bothwell. He can't finish, and Miller clears the rebound for UNCG. All 3 points by UNCG coming from the foul line. Still looking for that first basket of the night. Allegri trying to create. Shot clock inside of 10. Abdul Salam gets a step inside, draws the contact on Johnny Lawrence. Foul on Lawrence, and Muhammad Abdul Salam will head of the line and shoot 2.
They help up. Miller helps up. You don't help up from the goal. You don't want to give up the layup. You should fake at the ball handler. Miller should have faked at Mounts and then backed up, make Mounts take a floater versus a dead-on layup.
So Muhammad Abdul Salam makes his first free throw. He's from Nigeria, 6'9" junior, had 3 points, 4 rebounds in the loss at Furman back on Monday night. Goes 1 of 2 at the stripe, but an offensive rebound by UNCG. Hunter inside Miller, lays it in. First basket of the game for UNCG. A 6-0 run here by the Spartans, and a quick 30-second timeout taken by Furman. 17:21 to go in the opening half. It's UNCG at home, up by 4. Back here in Greensboro. Out of the timeout, 17:21 to go here in the opening half, and it's UNCG leading Furman 6-2.
Well, you can just tell the sharpness, the energy, the alertness of UNCG, and that's why Richie called the first timeout for Furman.
Here's Alex Hunter into Lawrence's hands. Clay Mounts did not start the other night, getting the start here today. Series of moves and had the ball stripped away by Miller. Loose ball tie-up, and the possession arrow goes over to UNCG.
I am laughing because you put the ball down in the paint in front of Isaiah Miller, and it's good night, Irene. Look, he is like a shark on bloody meat. Look at this. Oof. Strong, quick, aggressive. Think he wants the ball?
Matt Miller, according to Wes Miller, had a subpar game for Miller's standards, but he still had 14 points and 6 steals, even though he didn't shoot the ball all that well. Shot missed from 3 by Hunter, and the rebound by Furman.
Well, you know what? Those are okay stats for me, but he's a point guard. So you better be taking better shots, and you better be taking care of the basketball. You better be getting to the foul line, and he did none of that. I mean, those stats are good if you're a 3-man, but you're not. You're the point guard. You are the lead point guard and the preseason player of the year in the conference. He said he was embarrassed by as many times he got beat back door, about 4 times. And he said he was embarrassed watching film. He's a very coachable young man.
Turnover on Furman. It's third of the game. Here comes Hunter. Defense catches up with him, out of bounds, stays with UNCG.
That play right there by Hunter, like, where are you going? It's 1-on-2, it's 1-on-3, 3-on-3. You don't have anything.
Under 16 media timeout. UNCG still in the lead by 4. Back in Greensboro, 16 minutes exactly to go in the first half. It's UNCG 6 and Furman 2. And we're happy to be on site here at the Greensboro Coliseum. Brock Bowling, Matt Doherty with you. And Matt, it was a dogfight for Furman in that first game early on, and then they beat UNCG handily by 19. We expect a closer game today, and so far it's been feisty.
It has been feisty. There's great energy on the part of UNCG. They're very alert. They're very active. They've got to clean up the shot selection and make sure they don't get beat on the back doors. But so far, so good. I think Wes has to be pleased with the energy and effort of his team.
There you see Furman dressed in purple out of Greenville, South Carolina. A team that's won 23 or more games in each of the last 3 seasons, back-to-back 25-win seasons in the last 2 years. Trying for another win tonight, start a new winning streak here in Greensboro, North Carolina, as they missed the shot inside for Greensboro. Here's Furman. Jalen Slauson did not start. Coming off the bench tonight, blocking foul called on Hayden Koval for UNCG, and that's his first.
I am not so sure, Mr. Dunlap. Let's see that one. Let's see that one on replay here. Power dribble, power dribble. You know, he might have called it because it was a flop. He looked like he exaggerated. I didn't think he needed to exaggerate that, because I do think it would have been a charge if he just stood his ground and didn't take that Euro flop.
So 2 shots missed on 1 possession for Furman a moment ago. Here's McGinnis in Hunter's hands. Trying to create on Lawrence. McGinnis, high arcing 3, short, high rebound, run down initially by Pugh. Fight for the rebound. Hunter's got it, tied up with Koval, and a reach-in foul called on Koval.
That's his second.
And his second foul, fresh off the bench.
You're taking tough shots. Wes talked about wanting to pick and roll short. He calls it getting vertical. Basically what he's saying, he wants to get the ball into the paint. Furman packs in the defense and lets you make some perimeter passes, but they don't like you to get into the paint. Very good with their pick and roll defense. They can switch a lot of positions. So UNCG's got to find a way to get the ball to the paint.
Furman's last 6 possessions, 0 for 3 from the floor, 4 turnovers. There's a 3 that goes in for Jalen Pugh. He is shooting 52% from downtown this year.
He knows what he's in there for. Hustle and shooting. He took a quick one the other day.
Here's Kobe Langley, twin brother of Keyshawn Langley, who's also into the game for UNCG. Inside, Abdul Salam, he's fouled. He will shoot 2. Matt, let's take a look at this last 3-pointer by Jalen Pugh.
Well, I mean, there's no hesitation. It wasn't like he was wide open, right? I mean, his defender was there. His defender just didn't rise up. Probably surprised that he took that shot, because he hasn't played a lot this year.
UNCG, that's its 7th trip to the line in this game. In the first half, only 5.5 minutes in. Furman is yet to go to the line, as Abdul Salam makes 1 of 2. Here's Heen, who's back in. Freshman, got the start 2 nights ago. Starting here tonight as well. Backdoor pass inside Pugh. He's fouled by Keyshawn Langley. That's his second, and Pugh will head to the line to shoot 2.
Sometimes you could be so ramped up defensively is that you become over-aggressive, and Furman's going to take advantage of your over-aggressiveness. McGinnis is in the passing lane. You can't get your whole body in the passing lane. When we played a backdoor team that ran the Princeton-type offense, I called it a 3-quarter denial. I wanted the hand in the passing lane, but I wanted the body to block their cut. All right, not butt to the ball, but to the goal. So try to make them cut through your chest and force them out of rhythm.
Jalen Pugh makes 1 of 2. Pugh missed some time earlier this year. 5 games he missed due to a broken hand. He's back, being very effective so far tonight. Shot for 3, missed in the corner by Kyrie Thompson, who just checked in. Rebound Furman. Here's Slauson, open three. That's strong. Bothwell, the offensive rebound. Shot clock will reset to 20. It's Slauson working against Abdul Salam. Backdoor, inside, Bothwell, reverse layup, no. Got his own rebound. Oh, he's been so active, Matt, inside on the offensive glass.
They work on this, and I like to, as an opposing coach, to watch what teams do in warm-ups because you get a sense. They worked on this, all right? They work on Slauson dribbling out of the post for a handoff to Bothwell. Bothwell didn't get the handoff, but it was basically a screen, and he cut. And I tell you what, Slauson is a very talented guy. When you have a guy that big that can pass, handle, and shoot the ball, and make an outside shot, he's dangerous. But that dribble out of the post into a dribble handoff or screen is a very hard action to guard.
Coming back into the game, Clay Mounts. Joe Anderson back in as well, as Jalen Pugh will have a seat. Furman so far shooting 2 of 8 so far in the first half of this game. Shot clock at 8. Skip it over to Bothwell. His three. No. Fight for the rebound. People diving on the floor. Loose ball tie up and the possession arrow. Oh no, they call a foul instead.
Heen can really see. He looked off the cutter, and by making a hard cut to the goal, you force the defender of the corner shooter to help. And Heen made the right read. It's like a Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. You look off for safety, and you hit somebody out in the flat, and that's exactly what he did.
Matt, it's the second time in 3 nights these two teams are playing each other. You coached in the ACC. You coached in the Big East. Can you imagine playing the same team twice in a span of 3 days?
No, but you know what? I like it. I like it because it just brings an energy and a storyline that you don't get otherwise. I think it brings a whole new meaning to this game. Now, coaches don't like that, and schedules don't like it because if somebody's a significant player's hurt, he misses both games.
Slauson, tough fadeaway, banks it in, count it and one. He'll head to the line for a free throw.
Slauson's a tough matchup, man. I tell you, he struggled against Wofford, and Coach challenged him by having him come off the bench, and he responded the other night. And the challenge is, can you bring that energy each and every night? You back in, you back in, you back in. You can't defend that one-on-one. At some point, you've got to dive down and either double it or try to knock the ball away. But he's such a good passer, and he has a head up, and they've got good shooters that it's like pick your poison.
6'7" junior missing the foul shot. Yeah, he had 14 points and 6 rebounds off the bench against UNCG back on Monday night. That game won by Furman 68-49.
He comes from a basketball family. Dad played at the Citadel, and his brother played at USC.
Turnover on UNCG. It's second. Here's Hunter. He's been a little quiet so far in this game. Had a great game on Monday night against UNCG. He had 19 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. Slauson stopped on the double, skips it over, Mounts, high arcing, 3!
That's exactly what I'm talking about. He backs you in, backs you in, backs you in. There's no 5 count anymore in college basketball, so they're not going to call 5. And then if you come to help, he's got his head up and can hit the open man. Here's the back end by Slauson. Help comes, and he reverse pivots and sees Mounts spotting up for 3. Big time play.
Here's our Thursday college basketball doubleheader on ESPN and the app. Iowa State squares off against Kansas at Allen Fieldhouse at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. Then we'll head over to the Pac-12 as 10-4 Oregon takes on Remy Martin and Arizona State. Games on ESPN and on the ESPN app.
That Jayhawks got to pull on your heartstring a little bit, no, Brock?
A little bit. Not used to this type of season, but it happens.
Yeah, but just Lawrence, Kansas, and the history of Kansas basketball, struggling a little bit this year, as you see on the graphics.
Kansas, a 1 seed 8 times under Bill Self, 3 times as a 2, twice as a 3. The lowest seed Kansas has been in the Bill Self era is a 4. And it'll be interesting to see what seed Kansas will be this year. Same thing for North Carolina. Duke's on the bubble at best. Michigan State struggling. The Blue Bloods not having the types of seasons where
Kentucky lost last night.
Yeah.
So Kentucky lost last night at home to Arkansas, and Duke loses at home to Notre Dame.
Allegri off the mark. Rebound skied for offensively by Isaiah Miller. Shot clock will reset to 20. Inside Allegri. He can't hit the bounce. Rebound by Mounts for Furman. Here's Pugh. Hit a three a moment ago. So did Mounts, and he knocks in another three.
Wow, that spun nice off his hand. Really nice. And, guys are going out to contest with their hands low. You got to go with your hands high on a guy like that.
Miller responds with a two of his own. That's his second basket, his 6th point of the game.
One thing to keep an eye on is transition baskets by Furman, because UNCG likes to go to the offensive boards. Miller likes to go to the offensive boards, and they like to press. So sometimes you get a little top-heavy with your team, in terms of everybody out on in the lane and not having defensive balance. I thought that was a foul, by the way. It kind of slips. You're there. I mean, you're there. What are you doing? And you don't contest with your right hand, Allegri. You contest with your left hand, especially left hand to a right hand shooter. You were already there, and your left shoulder was in front of your right shoulder, so you have better extension. And then you go half-heartedly with your right hand against the good shooters too late.
So, Matt, UNCG with a slow start Monday night, much better start this time. What are your thoughts on the Spartans so far tonight?
Well, it's a better start, but they're down. They're down 5 points. I just don't like the shots they're taking, and I think they get a little reckless on defense.
Miller from the foul line, got it.
See, if Furman gets the ball out fast on a made field goal, which is not their style, they could beat UNCG up the court because of the pressure. Miller never gets back towards half court on a shot attempt.
40th meeting all time between these two schools, and it's been about as close as it gets as UNCG leads the all-time series 20-19. As Hunter gets outside Bothwell, and rims out that three. Kenny inside for the offensive board for the Paladins.
Kenny's a tough nut. Gave him good energy the other night on Monday.
Mounts in rhythm, a three. Rebound ripped away by Miller. Isaiah Miller. Matt, he had the hat trick last year. He had the awards for first team All-SoCon, the SoCon Player of the Year, and the SoCon Defensive Player of the Year as well, as he goes down the lane and lays it in for two.
Well, that's why NBA scouts are looking at him. Can he be a third-string point guard? He needs to develop his shot and probably his decision-making. But he can do that at a high level.
Steal by UNCG.
I mean, it's really remarkable what he can do on the ball. 4th
turnover on Furman as we're past the midway point of the first half here at the Greensboro Coliseum, Greensboro, North Carolina. Furman on the road leading by 1.
See, now is a bad shot coming? I feel a bad shot coming.
Or a turnover.
I mean, that's just bad basketball. That's a lack of, that's just, is it a lack of feel? What is that? That's not good, though.
Mounts leans inside, lays it in. 8 points for Clay Mounts. He had 7 the entire game on Monday night. That's his 3rd basket of the game, his first 2. And so far, Isaiah Miller, 4 for 5 for 10 points. The rest of his teammates, 0 for 8 from three-point range. Here's Miller, shot clock inside of 10, whips it inside Boss Lida, and he puts it in.
That was a heck of a play, really good catch. I mean, to catch that in traffic, against contact, keep the ball high, and finish, big-time play.
1 point game, Furman on the road in the lead by 1. Here's Heen, the freshman, into Colin Kinney's hands. And now to Hunter.
Watch him pulling up for a jump shot.
3 to shoot. Kenny, a deep 3. Off the mark. Rebound, Boss Lida for UNCG.
That's a play when you're as hot as Hunter has been and you're one of the better players. I'd want to take that shot at the end of a shot clock.
Here's Miller. He has 10 of the team's 15 points. Tries to slice his way down the lane. Nifty move and puts it in.
Tell you what, put him in a football game. Imagine him as a defensive back or slot receiver. Those long arms and toughness, great hands.
Kenny stopped at the baseline, mounts another 3. No, but he's fouled. He will shoot 3 when we come back.
Now let's watch Miller come off this pick and roll with Lida. Lida cuts hard, high hands. That's a heck of a catch. Kenny's late, could have been a block. Now here's the pick. Watch him just bully. He just bullies Hunter, and Hunter's strong for the finish off the glass.